I like what they talk about.
Oh, a terrific show.
I listen to their show every morning.
98.7 Kiss Country.
7:35. We have 59 in downtown. Looks like I'm looking out the official Kiss Country weather window, and it could be a few showers possibly coming in here. And Pete, what does that do to road construction?
Depends on what we're doing. If it's like last week when we were hoping to pour the concrete for the new railroad crossing on Friday on Highway 65 in Mason City on the south end, it kind of delays things.
You're right.
Yeah.
How much did that rain over the weekend and last week delay you guys? A week or a couple of days?
Couple days with the railroad crossing in particular. That one we were hoping to have open Saturday or Monday, but it's going to end up opening probably around noon today. So that'll be ready to go. But some of the other projects, the US 69 project north of Lake Mills, that microsurfacing project, they should be in today or tomorrow to put down the microsurfacing. That'll only take a couple days to complete, and then after that, hopefully that road should be pretty much ready to go. There might be some spot work that you might see along the way, but other than that, it should be good. The bridge approach work on I-35 just south of Clear Lake. They are looking at switching traffic. That will probably happen early next week. They were possibly going to do it Friday, but with Friday being the Friday before the holiday, we do not want contractors out on the road when there are spots where they can be, obviously, when the road's not closed. So places like that where they can get off the road, again, we always use the closed bridges. Obviously, they're going to keep working there because, well, nobody's driving there anyway.
Right.
The bridge deck overlay on US 65, just north of Mason City, there's a slight chance, I say slight chance, it could open by the end of the week. More than likely, it'll be next week that'll be finished up. And then after Labor Day on Iowa 17 from the west intersection with Iowa 3 up to the Hancock County line, that microsurfacing project will get started. Things are still going pretty well over in Charles City. They have started work, as we have mentioned, on the east end of that project, meaning the rural part of Highway 18 east of Charles City. I was over there yesterday, so there are pilot car and flaggers, so you will be stopped if you head that way, so just be aware of that. And they're hoping to get some work started on the US 218 resurfacing project in Floyd. Hopefully that should get going this week as well. So it kind of wraps it up right now. Things are getting to the point where everybody's looking for the end, and we'll keep pushing and keep you updated.
Hey, let me ask you this, Pete. I don't think I've ever asked you this, but to get to the position you are, did you have to be like a flagger or a pilot car driver?
No, I did not. I did not.
I think that'd be a pretty easy job, but it's got to be just the same. Well, you're driving back and forth for the same mile or two all day long.
Yeah, no, it would. I think that would be pretty monotonous. And I do notice that a lot of times I've seen on projects like that, they will switch off. So maybe somebody who is doing the flagging will do that for a certain time period, and the person driving the pilot car, and they'll switch off. So the person driving the pilot car does the flagging. And so, yeah, I'm sure they have some pretty long days. So
yeah,
be nice to them.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Well, I've always kind of wondered that. I'm going, man, that would be like, it seemed like a pretty easy, and pilot car drivers, I'm not making fun of you, but I'm just going,
sure,
that would be like, oh my goodness, that'd be the great gravy job to drive back and forth, but I bet it's not.
Yeah, probably not. And you've got to be aware of so much going on. You're leading traffic through a work zone where we've talked about before that work zones can be all kinds of different driving conditions. So you're the one who's responsible for keeping people, at the right speed, keeping them going where they need to be going. The flaggers, those people have to have their head on a swivel. Unfortunately, as we've talked about before, with all the distracted driving, you don't know if somebody's going to see you. The other thing you got to be aware of that I don't think a lot of people always think of, I know I didn't before I started getting more acquainted with what's going on out there, is if you're standing on the road flagging, you cannot have a car, like say your parked car, you cannot be standing next to your parked car on one side with traffic going on the other side, because if a vehicle is heading at you, you don't have an escape route. Your car's in the way. So you've
Sure.
got to make sure you've got to have a direct escape route. If you're near a bridge, don't be flagging standing on the bridge, because your escape route is then over the guardrail and who knows how far down. So you've got to
Right.
be on the other side. So there's a lot that goes into it. It's not just standing there holding a sign and flipping it back and forth.
Yeah. Yeah. And standing for 8 to 10 hours a day.
Correct. Yes, that's a very good point. And sometimes in some very, very hot conditions, or we also know in the spring and the fall, it can be pretty cold and windy and miserable as well. So
Oh,
there are days, you are correct, that it looks pretty awesome, but there are days that they probably earn their money just as well.
yeah. No kidding. So just be careful out there, as like we mentioned before as well. Make sure that you check out the website for not only summer routes, but also the winter routes, which we'll be talking about that as we get into the next few months.
Exactly. And the other thing too, I'm glad you brought up the app, because as we all know, especially to the east of us, it got a lot of rain over
Right.
the weekend, and we ended up having a couple of roads that were closed down because of water over the roads. And there again, that app is a great tool, especially if it's a road that you drive and you have saved as your route. You would get notified that that road was closed for the time being until the water went down. So again, a great resource.
Yeah. Now, people should be reminded, this is just for state roads, or is this on the county, like even gravel roads?
No, this is for the state roads.
State only. Okay.
Correct. Yep.
Just so people know and go, hey, well, it didn't show that it was shut down here.
Yep. No, that's a very good point. There is on the website a link where you can get to a website that has the county roads. Most of the counties in our area do a pretty good job of keeping it updated. So that is another resource that you can get to through our website at 511ia.org.
All right. Sounds good. Of course, Pete joins us every single Tuesday to give us a little road update. And we're going to continue to do it all year long, right?
You are correct.
All right. Plus, we'll get a little Viking update too and how we think it's going. And I think it looks horrible.
Yeah, I didn't. I was at my sister's cabin up in west central Minnesota, and I had better things to do, so I wasn't watching the game. But it didn't sound like it was real impressive.
Yeah, but I tell you what, I'm impressed with their backup quarterback, Mon. If they keep
Good.
him,
Yeah. Oh, they'll keep him.
that he was good. I was more impressed with him than I was Kirk Cousins.
Sure.
That we spent like $84 million on.
Yeah. Well, Mont's the future. Cousins is what does he have, a year or two left on his contract?
I
And
don't know, too long.
he Mont's the future, I think, right now. Anyway.
Yeah. And then Harrison Smith, what do they call him? The hitman?
Yep.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. He just got he got an extension of like a 2-year, $64 million extension.
I think it was 4-year.
Was it well, either way,
Yeah.
$64 million is okay.
Yeah. No, yeah, I don't think he's gonna have to watch for the sales before he goes and buys his yogurt or whatever he eats.
Yeah, no kidding. But boy, he's the defensive quarterback for the Vikings. And that guy, he's a small guy, but he packs a big punch when he hits you.
Yeah, and it's fun to have somebody like that who is so familiar with the Viking system. He's so familiar with where everybody needs to be, and like you said, he's the quarterback of the defense. Obviously, the middle linebacker Eric Kendricks is a big part of it as well. But with those two out there and their experience, that's good, because again, from the little I've seen, our offense doesn't look real threatening. So our defense better be pretty good.
Exactly. Our defense is going to have to score more points than our offense.
Oh, I hope it doesn't come down to that.
Well, they always say defense wins championships.
Right. That's right.
So, and we do have a pretty good defense, but yeah, he's funny. Number 22 on the field. So if you're not a Viking fan, you have no idea who he is, but you gotta watch him, because that guy puts on some hit. He doesn't care how big you are.
Nope.
He's taking you on hit on.
And he's not just a pass defender. He'll blitz, and he will run blitz, and more than once you see him come around the end and get the running back in the backfield. So he's a good guy to have locked up for a few more years.
Oh yeah. No, that he'll take down the quarterback too. It's just amazing
yeah.
how fast he is.
Yep. No, I was pretty happy with that signing.
Yeah. 64 million. Well, just to have $1 million of that would be okay for me.
Yeah, I think I could make that work.
Yeah, exactly. What is it, about 500,000 a game he gets?
I haven't figured it out. It's not worth it. It's just it's almost depressing.
I know exactly. Let's see. How many years is it going to take for me to make 64 million?
Yeah.
Let's see. Not even close.
Nope.
All right. So, well, Pete, have yourself a wonderful day or a wonderful week. Stay safe, and we'll talk to you again next week. All right.
All right. Thanks, Jay. You do the same.
That's the good stuff.